So, man, I hope it encourages you all. You might be, fighting the fight, but not seeing results. Just know that there are other people out there that are fighting right alongside with you, foxhole buddies that are fighting
Absolutely.
the fight, and they're getting out there too, and they're having your same struggles. But then, boom, things will happen. But it only happens
Absolutely.
when you put consistent effort over time, and you continue to believe, man. You continue to believe.
Absolutely.
The process of selling insurance is a process, and it is unemotional. It's hard to be unemotional about it, because your emotions get wrapped up on what people do or say. But at the end of the day, it is I hate saying it. I almost don't want to say it, but you go through the numbers, and the numbers will work for you if you go through the numbers. And then it doesn't make sense to continue on if you're not getting results. It's when you call me and coach with me, and I can encourage you. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't have much to say other than just keep on keeping on, man. Keep the
Right.
faith. Something's going to break, you know?
I believe it, man.
So, yeah. So, man, Raymond, have a great Thanksgiving. Appreciate you. Keep hitting it. And I'm like putting a game plan in my mind together for you, because you got that kind of attitude and that work ethic. I'd be a fool if I didn't throw some seed leads your way to get you up and running. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's cool.
Well, thanks. And I hope you and your family have a good Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right. Wow, this turned into a real good feel good. I and even for me, as a manager, I look at our production this week and last week, and it's like, dang, man, what more can I do for you? What more can I encourage you? I pray for you all every day, every morning at Mass, and I think about you all very, very much. So, it's just you getting out there, man, getting out there and having faith and belief. But you got to have a why. You got to know why you're doing this and what's important to you. Okay, what's important to you, and what makes it important for you to keep fighting the fight. If you feel burned out, you ever feel burned out, you feel tired, it's okay to feel burned out and tired. The antidote for feeling burned out and tired is to remember why you're doing this. People that forget why they're doing this, that's where burnout tends to happen. That's where, your efforts are ruled by your emotions. Okay, but as long as you keep your why in front of you, whatever that why is, is it getting financial freedom? Is it she's paying your bills? Whatever that why is, man, you got to fight for it with every ounce of your strength, and know that God's there to support you and help you, but he's not going to do it for you, right? He's going to look and see your effort. It's kind of like, oh, this is weird. I'm not going to say it because it makes it sound too weird. But anyway, I can only see what you do. I hear what you say, but I see what you do. And when I see what you do, it's like, man, making an effort. What can I do to help them more? I sort of think, in a similar but more awesome way, God looks at that as well for you. He knows what's in your heart. He knows what you're trying to accomplish. And he wants to help you, but you got to help yourself, man. You ever hear this? Work like it's up to you, but pray like it's up to God. Okay, those kind of go hand in hand, man. And in this season of gratitude, be grateful that you have an opportunity, okay? And then from that gratefulness should come putting your actions in place, aligning your actions with your words. And words are powerful. Like, do not underestimate the power of your word, right? Imagine as parents, your children pick up on stuff you say. Stuff will come out of their mouth. They're totally mimicking you. So if you're around your children, don't you watch your words? Don't you want to guard your words from negative? Like, your children are going to hear enough negative in their lives from other people. It should not be from you. You can correct them, but you can also encourage them. And if they're going to hear anything positive, it should be from their father and mother. You know what I'm saying? And so likewise, they'll respond to that. They're sponges. They'll respond to that. And you encircle them with the power of a positive environment where negative words won't come out of your mouth, right? And can you imagine if you keep spewing negative on your children, what chance do they have? You know what I mean? So think about it for yourself, because the person you listen to the most is you. And you listen to you inside this noggin of yours. It's the self-talk that you hear yourself saying, right? And here's what's really interesting. I mean, I just share personally with me. We started the new 5 p.m. Mass at church on Sunday nights. And we started going to a full praise and worship format. So before this, we started this maybe 8 weeks ago. Before, we would do a lot of traditional hymns, and then we do some contemporary praise and worship as a prelude and a postlude. So before Mass started, we'd do a Chris Tomlin song, it could be whatever. And then at the end of Mass, after our sending forth hymn, then we do a praise and worship at the end. Well, our pastor recognized that maybe we need to do some more contemporary music, which are liturgically sound. Okay, so we're not doing any liturgical stuff stuff that's not liturgical. Okay, we reject those, and then we put the ones in that are liturgical. And so we've interlaced it within our Mass now, which is really cool. And so, so we've been doing a lot of more praise and worship music. And if you know the nature of praise and worship music, it's very repetitive. It's very, it gets you kind of in this mode of worship. It's repetitive. There's some great hooks in it, okay? And honestly, for those of you who know what I mean, if you are a little bit, you tend to church that's more, that has more contemporary Christian music in it, you're gonna walk out humming those songs. And I tell you what, man, it's really the coolest thing when I wake up in the morning, and like Good Father is one we did on Sunday, and man, I have this great guitar part to it, and I'm just like rocking it out, man. I'm like in my own world playing, and that song has stayed with me since Sunday. And in my mind, I'm just thinking, good Father, it's who you are, it's who I am, good Father. And I'm just like, and I'm just in my mind, I'm just like, and it's really cool. So here's a point to all that. Is that, do you think that when I'm thinking about that song, I'm humming it in my mind, good Father, I'm not just humming the words, I'm praying that when I'm thinking about it. Do you see? Instead of negative thoughts going, golly, man, I'm worried about my group. I don't know what's happening. Why are people producing? I'm not thinking about that. I could. I'm not thinking about it. Now, I do think about what can I do to get you to produce more. Well, number one, the best way to increase volume is recruit. So I need to recruit more people, number one. Number two, I need to be more available to you to help you, right? Number two. Number three, I need to get leads in your hands. I need to help you figure out how to get more leads in your hands so you can make more dials, right? But ultimately, you guys are going to do what you do. I can't force you to do anything because I'm not your boss. This is a all volunteer army, baby. So realizing that, it's just I need to find more people, okay? But my mind is filled with good Father, man. Good Father. Our Father who's taking care of us. Our Father who looks out for us. Our Father who created this awesome world. The Father that gave me life. The Father that breathed life into me when I was conceived, okay? Not when I was born. When I was conceived in the womb, he breathed life into me. And so how can I not be grateful? And that good Father, man, we did Lord, I Lift Your Name on High too. Now I rocked that one out, man. I got my electric guitar and we're like doing distortion chords, power chords. I'm rocking that one out. But the one that stuck with me is the quiet, good Father. And you should like listen to it on YouTube. That hook, good Father, it's who you are. It's going to just stay with you. And man, how can you have a bad day when you're just praising your Father in heaven, right? So you listen to you more than you listen to anyone else. So here's what I'm saying, man. You cannot be dumping negative crap on yourself You're the worst person to do that. You know, your brother and sister might do it, but at least you can walk away from them. You know, it's like talk to the hand, right? And then you can like exit stage right and not listen to that crap anymore, which sometimes might be good that your relatives aren't coming over Thanksgiving, because a lot of times they'll come over and say, you still doing that insurance thing? Why don't you get out of that? It's like, Lord have mercy, man. So COVID is good for that reason. But you have to watch what you say. When you speak it out, your words don't go, they don't disappear into a void. Your words have action. Your words have power. So if you know that you have power in your words, both negative and positive, why not watch what you say, right? Be careful what you speak out, and then be careful what your internal self-talk is, because you got the power to raise yourself up or to beat yourself down. And one of the worst things for all of us, for you, is to beat yourself down. Like those negative thoughts of, oh man, I'm just not good at this. Oh my gosh. That is the enemy talking in your ear. They're saying, you're not good at this. You need to do something else. You shouldn't serve more families. You know what I'm saying? That's the enemy talking to your ear. Your enemy is subtle. Your enemy makes you think the worst of yourself. Your Father in heaven, the last thing they want is for you to think the worst of yourself, just like your children. You don't want your children to feel worse about themselves. You want your children to feel upbeat about where their life is, right? The enemy, be careful, the enemy. The enemy is going to whisper, and it's going to put that in your thought, and then you're going to repeat it. You're going to repeat it to yourself, and then, man, where are you going to be? At the end of the day, you're going to be beaten down, and you're the one doing it. Because the enemy got you going, and then boom, you're in this negative self-talk cycle that tells you that you aren't worth it. God's not going to help you. You're not a child of God. You're a child. How do I say that? Be careful. When you hear those negative things, man, stomp it and know that good Father, good Father. When you hear that negative stuff, good Father, he's going to help me. My good Father, because I'm his child. And what father would not want the best for his children? You know what I'm saying? So be careful what you say outwardly, because your words will not come back void. Your words have the power to change the world around you. It has the power to change you, because when you speak it out, you hear it. That's the most important part about verbalizing what it is you want, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about anything, okay? And then the internal self-talk, man. So man, have good stuff running in your head. That's why we ask you to download the Alliance Media app on your phone, so you can listen to all the positive conference calls that we've done in the past in the Alliance, right? To listen to positive stuff, not to listen to negative stuff, like the news, man. The last thing you should be listening to is the news, because the news is just chock full of negative crap, right? When's the last time you heard on the news all kinds of, every story is a good positive story about someone overcoming, someone conquering, someone that out of the worst odds, they've risen up. You don't get a lot of that in the news, do you? Right? You just hear about how many more people died, how many more people did this negative and that negative, and who's infringing on whom, all that stuff, man. You've got an eye gate and an ear gate. You control what goes inside you. Problem with stuff that goes inside you is it could fester, or you let good stuff inside you and it will grow and it will manifest into fantastic things that you're able to do. So be careful. You've got an eye gate and an ear gate. Be careful what goes inside you, man. Be careful what goes inside you. All right? I want what God wants for you. Well, how do you know what God wants for me? Oh, I know. He wants you to seek, well, we call it holiness. it's to be the best version of yourself. God's dream for you is to be the best version of yourself. I've got a Matthew Kelly book called Off Balance. It's a great book. And then he has another book, The Dream Manager. I'm big into Matthew Kelly, and he talks about these ideas that God's dream for you is to be the best version of yourself, right? I talk about this often, that when you die and go to heaven, and St. Peter says, come on in, man. And God says, well done, good and faithful servant. He's going to sit you down in a big, comfy leather chair. He's going to say, Alex, let me show you the things you did for me, the things you did for the least of your brothers, things you did that you didn't know was for me. These are the positive things that you did in your life that made a difference. And he's going to play the tape. He's going to play the film, and you're going to sit down. You're going to have your big box of popcorn with all this butter, because in heaven, man, you get real butter. Okay, you get real butter, and you're going to watch your life played out with all the other things that happened because you gave someone $1 that was begging for money, or because you did this or because you did that. You're going to see just a kind word you gave to someone, what happened to that person and how it impacted their life. I think that's what heaven is. He's going to show you, because you followed his word and you followed what he wanted for you, you're going to realize the dream he had for you and how you impacted other people. Now, if you don't go to heaven and you go to the other place, that place is going to be where you meet the person that you became meets the person you could have been. And that tape will be played, all the stuff you could have done, but you did not do. And all the things that you did not do that caused ill for other people. Man, I don't want to be there. I want the other thing. I want to see that my life had an impact, whether I knew it or not, just because I had faith that anything that I'm doing to the least of my brothers, I did it for my Lord, right? You know the gospel story of the sheep and goats, right? And he gathered the sheep and goats, and he separated I think it's the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. He said, sheep, welcome to, I'm just paraphrasing, okay, so don't burn me on this. Welcome to my kingdom. Come enter into my glory. Because when I was naked, you clothed me. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was in prison, you visited me. When I was sick, you visited me. By the way, we call that the corporal works of mercy. And the sheep goes, but Lord, when did I clothe you when you were naked? When did I feed you when you were hungry? And he says, whatever you did to the least of your brothers here, your brothers and sisters, the least of your brethren here, you did for me. Come enter into my glory. Then he goes to the goats on his left, says, you aren't coming into heaven. You're going to be going to that other place. But Lord, why? Because when I was hungry, you did not feed me. When I was thirsty, you did not give me drink. When I was naked, you didn't clothe me. When I was in prison, you didn't visit me. So you are banished. So think about what you're doing. How does this affect, what does this mean in your life? What does it have to do with insurance, Alex? I came here to learn about insurance. Bro, sis, this has everything to do with insurance. Because God put you here for a reason. Put you here this way, you're going to feed your family. And if you have in your heart that every person you're calling is that sheep, is representative of Christ, everyone you're calling, even if they yell at you, that you're doing something for the least of your brothers, you're going to do it for him. So why won't you make $300, $400 a week? I don't know, man. I think maybe you just forget about that. And the scorecard, man, the scorecard is not how much premium you write. Ultimately, it's how many people did you serve. See, because the leaderboard, this is an earthly leaderboard, but God keeps the heavenly leaderboard. And he's not looking at premium. He's looking at what did you do to put yourself out there for other people? What did you do to serve the least of my brothers? Show me. Don't snow me. And the results are the results. He just cares that you went out there and you gave yourself away. He cares that you took your eyes off yourself and you put it on other people to help them. And you know what's amazing? All the crap that the enemy wants you to think about, oh, woe is me, I can't do this, I'm not do that, I've got all this pressure on me, I got all this, and you're thinking about yourself. What's amazing is when you take the eyes off yourself and put it on other people, you put it on the least of your brethren, you put it on Christ, your problems become minimized. It's a little molehill, not a mountain anymore. And you start feeling good about yourself because you know you're going out there giving yourself away and that ultimately he will reward you. Not with a leaderboard on earth, but the leaderboard in heaven, man. And that's what I'm working for. I don't know about you. He's going to provide for you, by the way. Okay? He knows every hair on your head, baby. If a God knows every hair on your head, he's always going to provide for you. You put your trust in him, the lilies of the field, the birds in the air. He keeps track of everything in his creation, not the least of which is you, who he created and made. He is thinking about you all the time. He will provide for you. You got to do your part, man. You got to go out there and give yourself away. Whatever you did to the least of my brothers, you did it to me. The least of my sisters, you did it to me. Man, keep that self-talk going in your head, man. And I'll tell you what, it will keep you going. It will, when you feel burned out, you think about that, it will keep you going. It will keep you going. It'll keep you going. I'm going to end with this because we're getting close. So this is part of my daily prayer. And I pray this. This is Missionaries of Charity prayer. Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to ask for reward. I pray that. That's my last prayer in my whole thing of prayers that I do every day, because that's the part that I want to always remember, that I'm here to serve others. And I'm grateful for that realization. It took me a while to get here to this point. And man, I hope you can take that and feel good about what you have in store for you, as long as you understand what you're here for, who you're serving, and why you're serving. All right. So that is it, gang. Love is deeper. Amen, Tom. My man, Tom. Thanks, Tom. You guys, man, I'm grateful for you. That's one thing I want you, and you know that me and Gina are grateful for you. We're grateful for the opportunity to serve you. When things aren't going so good, you give me a call, man, I'm grateful. At the end of the day, I'm like thanking God that he's put you in my team so I have an opportunity to serve. Okay, because I look at Christ in every one of you on this call. I see Christ in you. So, man, whatever your faith's persuasion is, okay, know where I come from. Whether you please don't take offense, but it's the way I look at you. Okay, and I need to look at you that way more. And I'm working out my salvation with fear and trembling. So, man, I appreciate y'all. God bless you, man. Let's do this thing. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you all. All right, so That's it. Okay. God bless.